So, we are back with yet another Spotlight concept video for Dead by Daylight, where this one just happens to be Amnesia, the only horror game I've ever played. I've never finished.
Welcome to Dead by Daylight. Return to the castle, pursued by yet another dark, ominous, and all-consuming force. The halls are familiar, the corridors vast and empty, but the shadow looms over all within with an unnatural intensity. Your heart races, sweat drips.
So, from the looks of things, the map they're going with is the location of the first Amnesia, which I believe is Amnesia the Dark Descent.
Into your eyes, and your focus wanes, now succumbing to the unknown once more as you delve into madness within the story of Amnesia. We return to that erected monument, Brennenburg Castle. This structure is layered with dark corridors. Growths of tendons and fleshy mass permeate through the great halls. Windows of coloured and layered glass, beautifully filtering the moonlight, and decorating parts of the floor in a shuttered dusting, allowing the cold chill of the entity to whistle through these empty rooms. Bookshelves, desks, and cabinets, all full of an academic's supplies and desires, but nothing to fend off the monster that's within one's own mind. The new killer is the Gatherer.
Ooh. Looks a little creepy. Mainly because I want to say it's like a fish-like face. Like, the eyes. It has like a hand that's like a talon and a human head. It just looks like body parts stitched together. So well done.
A creature, twisted and malformed by cruel intent, resides in these vast and maze-like halls. It shambles, barely held together in constant torment and physical pain, able to lash out and unleash itself upon the tormented survivors in its path. It would be hard to mistake such a creature for any man, but one can't help but feel sympathy for a fleeting moment. The way its flesh sags, loosely stitched and held together, hand crushed and made into violent, useless claws. They roam Brennenburg, nothing more than a byproduct of a man's pursuits. The Gatherer's power is unraveling sanity. A creature that preys on the withering mind, the Gatherer's very presence tests the comprehension of the mind and allows them to manifest a survivor's own fears and succumb to overwhelming odds that could prove nothing more than a brief scare or a violent shock to the heart. With this innate ability, the Gatherer causes survivors being chased by itself or within its terror radius to lose their sanity over a period of time. Once their sanity decays completely, survivors begin to unravel, their minds now vulnerable to another one of the Gatherer's unique torments. Survivors can attempt to counteract this by hiding themselves in lockers, immune to sanity decay there, and slowly regaining their composure the longer they remain inside. The Gatherer can gain access to its core abilities by holding the power button and readying its wretched anatomy to perform horrifying acts. When ready, the Gatherer writhes and grunts, the pain it endures causing intense suffering, which can then be manifested with summon figments. By pressing the extra ability button, the Gatherer summons 2 figments to appear within a short distance of each survivor, those creations immediately beginning to pursue the closest victim. Figments
So in a way, he can work a little bit like the Knight, being able to spawn his, like, legion sort of things. His, like, army that's able to, within a certain range, find survivors.
Have their own smaller terror radius, and cause sanity decay just as the Gatherer does. Upon contact with a figment, the survivor screams and immediately has their maximum sanity reduced as a result. If this would cause a survivor...
Ah, so they don't damage the survivors, they just cause the sanity to drop. Okay. Makes sense.
...to unravel, or if they are already unraveling, they are injured by the figment.
So it doesn't damage them unless their sanity is low enough for them to actually be injured by it. Ah, it's quite a cool concept, I guess.
Own fears manifesting into very real, dangerous harm. Figments dissipate after a short time while pursuing a survivor, when they become stunned or are light burned. Summoning figments has a long cooldown before it is usable again.
So they're not good against being stunned or to flashlights. So I guess against this killer, you'd always want to try and take a flashlight with you.
Again,
cool.
Once all figments in the trial fade away. Instead of summon figments, tapping the attack button while prepared will allow the gatherer to stumble. A harmless stagger that allows the killer to push past survivors. While seemingly ineffective, it allows the brutish grunt to cleverly strategize and position themselves to unleash their second attack, Thrash. By pressing the attack button again after using Stumble, or holding the attack button to perform Thrash without Stumble, the Gatherer throws itself forward violently, swiping its arms.
So sort of like a Blight Rush, but then... I'm not sure I like the Stumble part. I like the idea that the attack does nothing until after, sort of like how Blight's Rush doesn't actually damage anyone until they're in their second part of them.
Wildly at everything in its path for a short distance until it makes contact with the survivor or object. On impact, it begins thrashing around in place, wounding any other survivors nearby. Hitting a locker this way will also rend the doors away, shattering them and leaving these hiding spaces useless to survivors. If a survivor is in a locker broken this way, they are ejected out of it and immediately wounded by the attack as a result.
Okay, so I want to put it out there. That just seems rather broken and unfair. Like, lockers are used to hide from the killer. But if he uses his stumble and then hits the locker, he's able to break the locker and make it completely useless. So he could pretty much run around the map doing that at the very start of the game and make them all useless. Not sure I like that.
The Gatherer comes with 3 new perks. The tune of madness rings through the corridors of stone, and you know it well, using Horrific Overture. When a survivor would scream, all other survivors within a short distance of them expel their own fright, screaming as well like a contagious fear has invaded their minds. This perk has a short cooldown before being able to trigger again. A self-fulfilling engine.
Okay, so that perk just seems like a basic, normal perk. Doesn't seem like there's anything broken about it, like in the past spotlights that the guy's done that I've seen.
Made of terrible, horrific perfection has formed in your grip with Scourge Hook to the slaughter. 4 hooks in the trial become Scourge Hooks, synergizing with other hooks of the same type. Whenever you sacrifice a survivor on one of these Scourge Hooks, the auras of each survivor who only needs to be hooked once are revealed to you for a short time, allowing you to continue your cruel methods. In addition, whenever you cause a
So wait, hooking a survivor on one of those hooks basically tells you the location of anyone who's on their final hook. That's quite cool. Because then you know who you need to aim for at that moment in time. That's quite a cool perk. Not broken, but not underdone either. It's quite cool.
Survivor to enter the dying state, the hook nearest to you becomes a Scourge Hook for a limited time, unless you place that survivor on that hook. Should you fail to, that hook reverts back to its normal state, leaving the machine hungering for more. Your physique.
Wait, let's go back a second.
Who only needs to be hooked once are revealed to you for a short time, allowing you to continue your cruel methods. In addition, whenever you cause a survivor to enter the dying state, the hook nearest to you becomes a Scourge Hook for a limited time, unless you place that survivor on that hook. Should you fail to, that hook reverts back to its normal state, leaving the machine hungering for more.
Okay, I take it back. Maybe it is a little bit OP. Because it means any hook nearby will become a Scourge Hook. That might be a little bit OP. Because if you imagine having that and then pain resonance. I don't know where you take both of them, but imagine having both of them. That would it trigger both of them? Would that mean that that Scourge hook automatically does what pain resonance does and tells you the aura? I don't know.
Your physique is horrible and great, an abomination meant not for the eyes of man, nor the minds of the weak. And yet you persist, growing violent as they resist you with Outburst. Whenever you become stunned or blinded, you gain a notable action speed increase when breaking drop pallets, walls, damaging generators, or vaulting. Your field of vision also expands, your frenzied outburst demanding you to hunt down who are responsible, or better yet, someone to take it out on. The bonus lasts for a short period of time, giving you a burst of violence to wield wisely for a brief window. With the soles of shoes scuffing the stonework of the castle beneath.
So am I to get this right? That entire last perk, was it called Outburst? Yeah, Outburst is basically a speed. It basically gives you haste when breaking stuff or going after the survivor that caused you to be stunned. It's not too bad. Could be quite useful, to be fair. The rest is just the survivor stuff. Okay. If you do... Oh, let's have a look at the killer menu. So he just basically just stands there. Okay. Character info, sanity, it's movement speed and attributes and everything like that. Perks, intermediate. So it's not a hard killer to use. Okay. Okay. A sealed letter to take you there. Take it to the map. Okay. That is going to be where I'm going to end this video. If people have enjoyed, I will drop the full video down below as well, so that you can check the full video out, like the survivor and the survivor's perks and the everything else in the survivor menu. If you do want to see more videos like this, I will be posting more Dead by Daylight concepts over the next couple of weeks. Unless I have Dead by Daylight gameplay to post, we will carry on reacting to Dead by Daylight concept killers. But for now, I want to thank everyone for watching. Please drop a like down below if you have enjoyed. Subscribe for more. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see everyone next time.
They tell us lies and